thanks for watching. Today I've been serial blogging. So if you see on the internet and Facebook and Twitter that there are several videos and they all got this shirt, no, I did not wear this shirt every day this week and just make videos. These videos were all obviously done in one particular day. Today I'm here to talk to you about the newborn entrepreneur. I released this book 2 years ago. I did a do-over of this book just last year. And this book has been opening doors on my behalf as of this year, in the sense that I have been preparing for several interviews. I have done several interviews. I still have some more interviews lined up where I'll be discussing entrepreneurship and things of that nature. While I'm in this vein, I also have an Entrepreneurs Intensive coming up that will start June the 12th. It's a 90-day intensive, 12 weeks. We're going to be talking about how to start your business, how to get things started. Most of all, you'll get a copy of this here book. And you'll also get a copy of a workbook that I'm in process of having completed right now. So I want to be sure that you are armed with tools, not just information. Anybody can give you information, but I want you to get a look at my life. I talk about some of the things that I've been through as an entrepreneur within this book, some heartaches and some lessons that I had to learn, some mistakes that turned into invaluable teaching. Things that you cannot pay for, you can't go to school for, but you learn and you grow through those things and they mold you into the person that you need to be. I just can't stress enough that, for one, this book was an amazing process for me because I had no clue I would ever write a book on entrepreneurship. Just like many of the other books that I've been blessed or privileged to write. I never thought that I would write anything on that level. The type of writer that I envisioned myself to be was the writer who wrote about spiritual things, even though I have some things in that genre. Things in spirituality and things of that nature. I always saw myself as being a poet and writing novels and things of that nature, even though novels are something new that's about to be added to my list of genres. It's amazing to me, this whole process. And since we're on the topic, let me give you just a little bit about myself as an entrepreneur. For those of you that are unaware, I own and run a publishing company. And that in itself has been a journey and a process, and nowhere near the stages of where I want it to be. But I accept that. And there's always room for growth and potential and things of that nature. And that's the beauty of entrepreneurship, is that there's always something to improve. There's always a dollar to be made, etc. And not that you're chasing money, but entrepreneurship is like the lifeblood of what wakes you up in the morning when you know that you're called to work for yourself. Not many people have the discipline to be able to do that and create success in their life, which is why they fall into careers, etc. And careers are great and wonderful too. But as far as entrepreneurship is concerned with me, I'm excited about being an entrepreneur. I look forward to the limitless opportunities that there are. And they're being realized more and more in my life every day. That I feel like 2014 has been a year that just something is just in the air, the atmosphere, whatever you want to call it. I feel opportunities and doors. I'm seeing doors and opportunities open that I did not imagine. So, having said that, before I started as a publisher, what my journey and process was looked nowhere near where I am today. I knew that my first business was like training grounds for what I would later do. And my very, very, very first business, I made gift baskets. I sold cologne and perfumes and lotions and things of that nature made a lot of money doing it, but because I did not have a plan for my money and did not have a plan for my future, etc., just as quick as that money came, it was gone. So I'm talking about spending $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 that was made within a couple of months. Very effortless. Selling gift baskets and cologne and perfume at flea markets and any place where I can get people's attention, get them to sample a product and place an order, I did it. And to be honest with you, when I was in my younger years, I had way more ambition and drive, and no turned me on. It was like, if you said no, I will find a way to get you to say yes. And those are some of the traits that are common with entrepreneurs, and sometimes they can be very demanding. They can be very persistent, and those are usually the people who get what they want out of life. I can say that as I transitioned into other types of businesses, my skill sets changed. After I went from being personable and hands-on, doing marketing and product sales and stuff like that with the first business, I moved later into something that was literally an everyday task that you commit and you do at home, which was cleaning. And for those of you that don't know me, I grew up 10 years in foster care, where I had responsibilities and chores and things of that nature. I had what you could call foster siblings that I was responsible for as an older brother, so I had to cook, clean, know how to wash clothes, and do all the things that create responsibility. So having said that, at the time I needed to find a job and something to do, and that was the most common sense, easy thing to do. I had elderly people in my church who needed assistance, who needed help, and things of that nature, and they would hire me to do that. Which, before even turning it into a job or a business, I had realized I was already technically doing it, and if I opened myself or broadened my horizons, I would be able to make more money, more income, and do more. And the long story short, believe it or not, that cleaning business took me from having no job, no income, to working for a particular minister in ministry who's known worldwide, that's a multi-millionaire. I was able to work for that individual, learn so many different things. I was exposed to so many different things and became privy or knowledgeable to so many different things, and that person became like a role model, an example, because our lives mirrored so much. As far as me being in ministry and my background and their background, there were so many things that were relatable or parallel between us, even though our age difference was very different. I learned so much, and after I felt that I could get all that I could out of that cleaning business, which today I still own the business. If I wanted to reopen or reestablish, I could. So that's like a nugget in my back pocket that is saved for a later time. But after or in the process of working at this cleaning business, I was working on books. And when I tell you books, I mean books. This is just a sample of a few books that I have done. And to be honest with you, most of these are recent. The Newborn Entrepreneur, Diary of an Ex-Husband, Call to Affluence, Wealth and Abundance, which is a 21-day devotional, Life Editing, which happens to be a part of my best-selling books, and so is Diary of an Ex-Husband, a part of the group of best-selling books that I have produced. 20 Habits That Create Success, The Laws of Entrepreneurship, and Think Like a Millionaire. Most people always ask me, particularly, why did I write this book? Well, one of the reasons is that I cover steps to creating wealth. I cover even some of the mistakes that I made and my parents made. What many people do not know about my story is that my dad, well, I might as well say my parents. My parents were multimillionaires. Not because they did anything and worked real hard and whatever. They were one of the fortunate people who became fortunate enough to stumble, God forbid, into an accident that created that type of wealth for them. And the reason it did not work out for my parents, as many would hope, or what we thought would be great in the future, it didn't work out that way because of not planning financially the correct way, entrusting people with your money and things of that nature that should not have access to it. And for lack of the ability to tell you the full story, because it's very sensitive, what ended up happening is a relative and someone in the family just kept spending and tapping into my dad's account because they had access to it, which by the time my dad went to get these things under control, he was literally left with a few $100,000. And to be honest with you, had my dad properly invested what was left, he could have still kept his status. And the ironic or the irony out of all of this is that my parents never moved from where they lived. Where they were living in poverty and etc. is where they still live to this very day. People in my neighborhood knew that my parents came into money, but nobody had a clue as to what they really came into. I didn't even have a clue until it was nearly over with. I know that from what my dad gave different individuals in our family, it spoke for itself if you just add it all up. But at a later time, when I was privileged to look at bank statements and etc., I was about to lose my mind because I could not believe that that amount of money had come through my family and ran through my family, and it was nothing to show for it. Now, I can account for the things that I did with my money. My dad gave me money to go to college, gave me money for myself, and out of fear that what was happening to him was going to happen to me, I spent it. Now, realistically, if I look back and think like if I had a better way, if I had more power to defend myself, because I wasn't even old enough really to be able to be withdrawing money from the bank, which was an issue all in together within itself. That just goes to show you how easy it was. If I could do it and I was underage, everyone at the bank knew who we were. I mean, it was like the red carpet rolled out when we walked in. But it was having access to those people and them knowing what type of family you are, etc., and them interacting with you, opening accounts with you all the time. We built a rapport with these people, and they would do anything to keep us as a customer because they would not want to lose our service at that particular bank. So there's a multiplicity of reasons why those things went the way they went for that situation, and even for myself. Things that the bank should not do. If I'm underage and should not be able to touch or withdraw my money, then that should have been the case. But they allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do. And they realized that at some point it wasn't no stopping me, because I would come into that bank very often and withdraw crazy amounts that nobody should be walking around in the street with that type of money. And I would do that type of thing, and the only thing that I can honestly say I invested in was study materials for ministry. I took a few classes for ministry. I also invested in clothes to create the image for myself. Not that I needed to create an image, but I like to dress a certain way. So I invested in what I felt were the best clothes. And anyone that knows me knows I have a whole lot of suits and things like that, shoes, etc. Even to this day, I've given away clothes and things, but that's not the point. The point of the matter is I didn't have a plan for my money. I didn't have a plan for my future. I was blindly reaching and grasping for things and opportunity and not realizing the real potential of what I had. And even if nothing more but for another 5 years, if I never touched it and left it in my savings and in those CDs and different investment accounts that I had it in, that even the little, what I thought was first of all, what my dad gave me was not a little, it was a lot. It was a lot for any 16 to 19-year-old to be dealing with. And even after I had turned 18, I still had a little bit of that, what was left of it. I had a little bit of that money left, not to mention money that I came into from my own car accident that happened to me at the age of 18. So I've had opportunities, windows of opportunities, made crazy amounts of lump sums of money and did nothing with it. Nothing with it. If I look back, we always have these stories. If I had saved money from an accident or invested properly with my tax return money or whatever the case may be, I could have done something better. We all have those stories. But the point of the matter is that I learned from those mistakes. I'm a very much different person this day. And I'm on the road to recovering everything that I lost and then some. And so in this stage of life, I'm sharing with other people my experiences, my stories, my wisdom, and the things that I learned from trial and error, so that someone else doesn't have to go through it, or that someone else can awaken and say, you know what, I've been there and done that too, or I feel like I'm called to something better and I can use this as a blueprint. And for those of you that don't really know anything about me, my books on entrepreneurship, for instance, all of these books, even the book that I did about my divorce, as religious as I am, as a minister, none of these books, I might mention God or something like that, but these are technically all secular. I'm not in there preaching to you from a religious mindset or point of view, but I'm giving you life. I'm giving you tips. I'm giving you strategies. I'm giving you the things that brought me through that will bring you through. And the process that I'm in and on and things that I'm doing myself. So I'm giving you a part of me when you read these books. And for instance, notice, Think Like a Millionaire, Life Editing, Self-Help and Improvement, The Newborn Entrepreneurship, How to Start a Business, etc. Diary of an Ex-Husband, Self-Help. This is not cleaning out your dirty laundry, telling all your business type book. This is a book dealing with healing, hurts, steps to recovery, steps to dealing or managing a marriage that is on the rocks, etc. So, having said that, my other books, contain, these are the books that contain the spiritual stuff. So if you're looking for scriptures that expound and talk about success and wealth and different things like that, then these are the books to invest in. If you just want the how-to, etc., and you're not a spiritual person or whatever, these are the books to invest in. Either way, if you combine them or use them separately, they're equally as powerful. And the reason why I did that as an author is because so many people write books and they're like stuck in a box. And what I feel that God has given me is limitless. And when you discipline yourself to doing things that will create the success that you want in life, even though I am a faith-based person, I don't limit myself to who I'm able to reach, because I will do business with people that don't have the same belief systems as I have. I will talk and converse and counsel even with people that don't believe the same things that I believe. So I don't consider myself to be narrow-minded, and I don't limit the ways that I'm able to access and reach people in life. And that's why my work is different. That's why I stride. I push myself to the limit to do things that I did not think were possible. Everything that I'm holding in my hand right here, these secular books, I didn't think was possible. And these here come out like sweat, like water off your back. That's how easy it is for me to write something like this, because I've been preaching almost as long as I've been alive, since the age of 8. So for me to expound on scripture and talk about the things of God, I can do that with my eyes closed and preach you to sleep. But I'm not going to say what good would that do. It would do good if that's your background and that's the things you like and that's the things that you're into. But again, to broaden my horizons, we now have both. And the choice is yours. So I created this video to give you an inside look into my life, give you a scope and a view into some of the things that I'm doing, who I am as an entrepreneur and a CEO of a company, and to let you know I didn't arrive here overnight. It's been a process, and even in the process that I'm in, I'm still growing. I'm still learning. And that's the beauty of entrepreneurship, is that you never stop learning. You never stop growing. You never stop evolving. And picking a career, you pretty much study something for a space of time, and things change here and there as technology change, as people change, as companies change, but pretty much the routine, mundane things stay the same. With entrepreneurship, there's always something changing. Things that are current today and that are necessary today will be unnecessary 2 years from now. Within 2 to 5 years, everything about the way we do business will have upgraded and will have changed. There's always improvements, new systems, new ways of outreach, and things like that. So entrepreneurship is a field where the learning is constant. It's a lifelong process. So if you've made it to the end of this video, I'm inviting you to sign up to be a part of the Entrepreneur Intensive that will begin June the 12th. I need you to sign up. I need you to register. Hit me by email, maximizepublishinginc@gmail.com, and we'll continue the conversation. Please hit me in the comments if you have purchased or read any of these books. Do me one of two favors. Do a video response and give me feedback on what you have read, how it impacted your life, changed your life, etc. But give me a written review that you've posted to the product itself on Barnes & Noble or Amazon.com. I thank you in advance, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.